Good morning. My name is Robert Ball. I'm the Chief Legal Counsel and Global Privacy Officer for Ionic Security. I am pinch hitting today for our founder, Adam Getty, who had to leave and go to the West Coast yesterday suddenly, and our Executive Chairman, Tom Noonan, who's also been detained. So let me tell you about Ionic Security. It doesn't take much to know that one of the hot topics of today is data security, cyber, and data breach, and prevention of those instances. Data breach is typically handled with perimeter security, and it's typically handled by reacting to what's happened. Ionic has developed a very innovative technology, very disruptive technology. What we do is we provide users, and users may be developers, administrators, or operators of data, a single platform to protect and control access to enterprise data, regardless of where it sits, whether it is in terms of structured or unstructured data, whether it's in a database or file system, whether it's in an office document, however it's out there. This is very disruptive disruptive technology that we are out there selling to large enterprises who are very concerned about data security, the high value data that they must secure, banks, healthcare. Historically, as I said, the data has been protected by perimeter. Once you get into the perimeter, the data is open. It defaults open. Once I get inside that perimeter and break through, I can take that data, go anywhere, spread it anywhere. If I'm Edward Snowden, I can put it on a thumb drive, I can export it across the country, across the world, and start selling it or giving it away. So in terms of protecting the data, we come at it and we start at the very point of creation. We encrypt that data, and we protect it through its entire life cycle. We protect all the access, who can access it, when they can do it. We do it contextually and in real time, so that as circumstances change, if I have an employee who's allowed to see that data, but then no longer should be because they aren't my employee anymore, they have all of my employee records or all of my customer records and they walk out with them, I can revoke access to that data, and that data is protected. It fails closed every time. We have a cloud-based system that is also available for companies that want to be on-premise. So we're leveraging the cloud, and we're enabling trust in that cloud. The more the data, the number one reason that cloud adoption has not occurred is that people don't trust the security of their data in that cloud. Ionic solves that problem. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Shrita Williams, president of Videa. The way consumers consume media has changed dramatically in the past 2 decades, but the way TV is bought and sold hasn't really changed in the last 50 years. The TV industry today is in need of a more automated sales solution that connects the right message to the right person at the right time. Videa enables automated direct sales to linear TV. Our technology platform is the first of its kind, and it was developed and built by Atlanta-based engineers, developers, and media industry pioneers. Videa is a rapidly growing company. Since our inception in January of 2014, we've employed over 120 people here in the Atlanta market. Videa was built by broadcasters for television. It's a supply-side platform backed by Cox. And what we do is we enable direct automated access to local broadcast TV inventory by advertisers and agencies in the national marketplace. Our unique approach to the market is to provide full schedule premium broadcast content. And we provide that content in a data-driven, transparent sales model. We also aggregate demand from both traditional TV buyers and digital video buyers, and that maximizes revenue for our clients. To really illustrate the problem that we're solving, today, to buy a single TV market, the market of Atlanta, a TV buyer basically has to call 8 different sales reps across 8 different TV stations, and they do anywhere from 3 to 5 rounds of negotiations to get to the right price and the right inventory. This process can take weeks. With Videa, we optimize pricing so the negotiations are reduced, and we also automate the tedious parts of the sales process between availing and ordering. With Videa, a buyer can get the target audience they're trying to reach in minutes instead of weeks. Imagine the savings involved if you're repeating this process over many, many markets across the US. Because we're innovating an industry that Cox has been in for decades, we're lucky to work with some of the best broadcasters in the business, including Atlanta-based Cox Media Group and Gray Television. You can see the partners that we're working with here on the broadcast side. We have over 260 stations signed under contract, and we hope to have all of them live by the end of the year. We recently garnered positive press when we announced the first full market live TV buy in Jacksonville, Florida. We did this in partnership with the Atlanta buying office of Aegis Dentsu Aegis and the top 5 broadcast stations in Jacksonville. This was the first of its kind for the TV industry. We will continue to light up markets this year, and based on our success so far, we think this is the new way that TV will be bought and sold. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tommy Cunningham, co-founder and COO of Nfant Labs. We are truly unique in that we are a traditional medical device, but we also leverage a cloud digital health platform to use our data to help infants get home from the hospital. There are just under 1 million kids per year in the US that have feeding trouble, failure to thrive, or they're born premature and have trouble feeding. So focusing on the NICU, the number one rate limiting factor in discharge from the NICU is trouble with feeding. The standard of care for a doctor to tell whether a kid can feed correctly, and I can't even make this up, is they put their finger in the baby's mouth and they gauge the strength and coordination of how that baby feeds. At Nfant Labs, we thought we could do a little bit better, because if you don't, babies can experience apnea, aspiration, and bradycardia. Those are fancy medical words for drowning your baby, their heart rate plummeting. And then if you do that 2 or 3 times, the baby relates those feelings to feeding, and you're delayed anywhere from 2 to 45 days in the NICU. So Nfant Labs created a smart baby bottle. To steal a TAG member's analogy, we went from digital to digital. We created the first Internet of Things medical device ever cleared by the FDA for use in the NICU. What we do is we take information on how the baby's feeding, we relay that to a tablet, so in real time doctors can react to how that baby's feeding. But then we push that data to the cloud, and our algorithms and our artificial intelligence prediction models takes those curves and we push that back down to the tablet. So the next time a baby can feed, we learn from every interaction with that child. We went from concept to FDA clearance in 18 months. The fastest medical device cleared like that in the US. But we're just getting started. We are conquering some medical feats. We've just inked a contract with the largest NICU in the country to study our population, and we hope to get infants out of the hospital 5 days sooner off a feeding tube and save $2,000 to $4,500 per day per infant. But that's just feeding. Everybody thinks just feeding is a normal thing. Well, we like to think of feeding as a window into the brain. So what we've done is we're going to map the brain at Boston Children's Hospital and relate that to our feeding signals. We hope to predict in the near future whether a kid will go home with cerebral palsy, autism, and other neurodevelopment issues. So this just isn't feeding. We can help an infant feed and go home early, but the brain controls feeding. We can gauge that brain with just our simple little smart bottle. So we started this company just under 4 years ago, and it takes 17 years from an idea in a lab to a medical textbook in the hospital system. We beat that by over a decade, and we have a team ready to run through walls, and we're just getting started. Thank you very much.